Today, we're going to take a look at the crazy story of a supermarket shelf stacker who became a darts world champion in the WDF, but since moving over to the PDC has fallen way short of the high expectations that many people had for him. But it's not always been like this, and BDO and WDF world champions have done very well in the PDC after making the move in the past. 20 years ago, Raymond van Barneveld won the Lakeside World Championship for a fourth time, and then in 2005 he managed to reach the final again before losing to then unknown fellow Dutchman Jelle Klaassen. A few weeks after that, Barney announced that he was moving over to the PDC as he wanted to face the best players in the world, including Phil Taylor, week in, week out. Within a year of making the switch, Raymond managed to win his first PDC major at the UK Open and his first PDC World Championship after beating Taylor in a game widely considered the best ever. It's safe to say that, in the short term, Raymond's move was incredibly successful as he managed to beat the man he'd come to challenge, and in the time since he certainly hasn't done badly as he stayed in the top 32 for 13 straight seasons before returning in 2022. 10 years after Barney won his final Lakeside World title, Stephen Bunting managed to win his first, and he then quickly moved over to the PDC for the start of the 2014 season. In his first Ali Pali World Championship, Stephen went on a good run to the quarters where he lost 5-4 to Van Barneveld in a great game which was followed by a legendary interview. Stephen's first year had also been successful away from Ali Pali, with his overall form getting him a place in the Premier League. The next 5 to 7 years were tough for him, but he eventually got back to his best and won his first PDC major title at the start of this year. 5 years ago, Durrant won the Lakeside World title for a third time and then dramatically earned a PDC tour card on the final day of the Q School immediately after, allowing him to move to the PDC full-time in 2019. His first year in the PDC saw him pick up Pro Tour titles and reach 3 major semi-finals, including at the World Match Play, where he managed to beat Michael van Gerwen in a memorable round 2 game. Those results saw him get a place in the 2020 Premier League, which he managed to win, beating Nathan Aspinall in the final. Shortly after that, Glenn's sad downfall began, but he undoubtedly had short-term success after moving to the PDC. The same, however, can't be said about the winner of the most recent WDF World Championship, as he's had far from the great start to life in the big leagues. That brings us on to the story of Belgium's Andy Baetens, who only began playing in lots of WDF events in 2015. He won his first big WDF title in 2016 at the Czech Open, and then 3 more in 2017 in Romania, Belgium and England. That saw him secure a Lakeside World Championship debut, in which he managed to beat Scott Baker 3-2 in a dramatic first round game. In the following round, he upset the odds and beat Scott Mitchell 4-2 as a 3.23 outsider. Andy then faced another Scott, this time Scott Waits, in the quarters, and missed 6 match darts before agonisingly losing 5-4 in a result which clearly left him devastated, as seen by footage picked up by backstage cameras. He then didn't reach Lakeside again until 2022, where he again won 2 games on the famous stage to reach a World Championship quarter-final, where he again lost in the deciding set after missing a match dart, this time against his good friend France's Thibaut Tricol. He then attended PDCQ school, but was unable to gain a tour card after failing to make it past the last 16 in any of the final stage events, but 2023 did turn out to be a great year for him. His form had clearly improved by that time, and it's been said that it's been down to several reasons, partly due to the fact he used to have some unsupportive girlfriends, but he now has one that already loves the darts and supports him in everything he does. In May of last year, he won 2 titles in Denmark, helping him to climb to the top of the WDF rankings, becoming the 3rd Belgian world number 1 in history. Another big title win later in that year in Australia helped him to go into Lakeside as the number 1 seed and go into the event as the bookies' favourite. At this time, Andy still worked 32 hours a week in a sparse supermarket stacking shelves, but it was clear that he had the talent to go fully professional. He proved that at Lakeside, where he won 5 straight games to become world champion without being pushed to a deciding set once. He smashed Chris Landman 6-1 in the final. Baetens became the first Belgian world champion and was watched on by his colleagues at the supermarket. He returned to work 2 days after the world title win and was presented with a cake. Following that win, Andy revealed that his big dream was now to win a PDC Tour card at Q School just a few weeks later. The bookies backed him to fulfill that dream, giving him odds of 2 to 5 to get one. He reached the last day on the second day of stage 1, earning him a spot in the final stage, where he would have 4 days to earn a card, either outright or through the Order of Merit. Things in the final stage though got off to a very bad start for him, as he lost in the last 64 and then the last 128 on the first 2 days, leaving him on 0 points and with what many felt was too much pressure heading into day 3. On day 3 however, he managed to beat Michael Hinterbuchner, who had beaten him a day earlier, 6-5 to earn his first point after the German missed starts to go 5-0 up. He then won 5 more games with some great averages to win the day and secure a 2-year PDC Tour card outright. Coming off a great year in the WF, many people were saying that Baetens had the potential to hit the ground running and light up the PDC Tour. In only the second Players Championship event of the year, he went on a decent run to the last 16 with some good averages before averaging 101 in a whitewash loss against Gary Anderson, who averaged 117. That's Andy's equal best run in a PDC event this year, and it just sums up his season as he's put in some very good averages but got unlucky. A day later, he also suffered a setback as he failed to qualify for one of his home Eurotour events, the Belgian Darts Open. Those Eurotour qualifiers have been very tough for him this year, as he's only made it through 2 and also missed the other Belgium event later in the year. He also got unlucky on his PDC major debut at the UK Open, where he averaged 100 but was beaten 6-4 by Brett Claydon, who averaged 4 points less in round 1. The reality is, the PDC Tour is just very hard now and totally different to the WDF, and these results sum it up. Andy lost in the first round of recent Players Championship events on back-to-back days, despite averaging 97 and 101. In the Players Championships in total, he's averaged 91.78, the 53rd highest, and more than many notable players, including winners of majors this year, Dimitri Vandenberg and Richie Edhouse, as well as Peter Wright. Whilst he has been unlucky at times, that average isn't amazing, and he only managed to make it past the second round at 5 of the 30 Players Championship events. That saw him finish 82nd on the Players Championship Order of Merit, 18 places away qualifying for the Players Championship Finals, an important event for players looking to retain their tour card. He was more importantly 5 places away from qualifying for the World Championship through the Pro Tour Order of Merit, meaning the WF World Champ will not get a chance to make his Ali Pali debut unless he makes it through the last chance PDPA qualifier, which will be tough. These one-off qualifiers are always hard, and Andy most recently lost in the deciding leg in round 1 of the Grand Slam qualifier. Andy's situation is fairly normal for an average new tour card holder, but the expectations around him are naturally higher due to his world title win. He now may find it hard to hold on to his tour card after next year, as it's very important to qualify for more majors and Euro tours than he has. Let me know your thoughts on his time in the PDC so far in the comment section down below, and also if you think he'll be able to hold on to his tour card. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe, as currently just 15% of my viewers are. You can also hit the bell icon if you want to get notified whenever I upload a brand new darts video. If you enjoy this style of video, also please make sure to leave a like, as it really helps the channel out.